heartily welcome all the dignitaries and participants here on the virtual dais for the national webinar on the topic Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. The college, Shri Kumarswami College, Ausa, which has been established by Shri Swami Shikshan Prasarak Mandal Ausa, has been organizing a series of webinars, and today's national webinar is the part of it. The purpose behind arranging webinars is to give and take knowledge which will benefit the individuals, the society, and the nation. The webinar series has become a reality, and it is due to the innovative and inspirational academic leadership. Honorable Principal Dr. M. Bedkar sir, who is the chief organizer and chairperson of the national webinar. I am very happy to welcome you, sir, as the presiding authority for this national webinar. I am feeling immense pleasure to welcome today's honorable keynote speaker and chief guest, Meenakshi Mehra ma'am from Chaitanya Institute, Bangalore. On behalf of the organizing committee of the webinar series, I welcome you, ma'am, as the keynote speaker.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. I also welcome the whole of organizing committee and the participants from all over India and from the different corners of the world. We all are waiting to listen the keynote speech by the honorable speaker. But before its beginning, I would like to invite Dr. Anita Dhole ma'am for the introduction of today's keynote speaker and chief guest. Please, ma'am, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, one and all. You are welcome to this webinar organized by Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya, Ausa. Firstly, I am very thankful to respected principal and chief organizer, Dr. Bedkar MM, who has given opportunity to introduce resource persons on this virtual platform. I am also thankful to respected Karad sir and IQAC coordinator, respected Kade sir, and all the respected participants, those are joining this webinar. It's my pleasure. I am here to introduce today's keynote speaker. Today's keynote speaker is Honorable Meenakshi Mehra ma'am from Chaitanya Institute, Bangalore. Title of speech is Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. She has completed Master in Arts from University of Baroda. She has completed diploma course on early childhood education by Victoria Open University, Australia. Meenakshi ma'am is a teacher trainer and she is conducting parenting workshops in Mumbai, Baroda and West India regions. She is a motivational speaker, curriculum designer having staff leadership skills as a principal. She got award as a best article published associated with Times of India. She have been awarded many awards like Best Principal of the Year, EDFC Pinnacle Education Award as Outstanding Women Educationist in India for 2021. She also got Suman Arts Diamond Award in 2022. So, with this brief introduction, I request today's keynote speaker, Honorable Meenakshi ma'am, please start your speech. Thank you. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And I wanted to thank Bedkar sir. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity once again for sharing my views on innovation and technology for gender-based equality. So now, before I start with my presentation, I have few questions for the people who have come into the forum today. So first thing is, what do you get with this? A day, speech of like, what do you mean by innovation and technology? It's what's your views to the gender-based equality and technology? Do we require that? Is it necessary in our day-to-day life or in our routine lifespans? Is it necessary? And do innovation is required in our life, irrespective of gender, where we talk about male, female, or third gender, or any gender which we are coming across today? So is technology playing a part to it? This is my questions to everybody after the session. I guess we'll start with it. So to start with the session, I just want to give a few brief and then we'll go to the presentation. So for me, this gender-based technology and innovation, especially that is called the digital technology, has been, very critical in our lives. This is what I have experienced. And online, experience and opportunities are also important for children, young people, irrespective of any age. And people's development across wide range of areas, right? Including online education, offline education, access to formal and informal learning, access to information, and support related, being for health, being for technology, being for anything, being for engaging yourself, being for sports. So that is, cultural practices, what I believe, and it's a way to express your own ideas. And what we are doing is also an innovation technology that, I'm able to speak to so many people. So it's a way to express their ideas and opinions to leisure of play, and connecting with peers or to your friends or to employment or to career information, anything, it's irrespective, or to entrepreneurship or to online opportunities. However, there is a divine things which we, think, and I believe, like being into a male dominant society, girls, women have the disadvantage of not going into digital world and adopting, they don't get the proper opportunity to adopt the digital world, and they have the lower levels of access compared to the men access to digital world, which often the boys get first, and they have the benefit of doubt that they'll be having the digital technology. Because I'm not talking about into the mediocre people, I'm talking about below level people, where people are there and on this earth where girls are not getting the opportunity. So that's the reason I have chose this topic today for innovation technology, for equality, gender-based equality. So I'll start with my presentation, and this thing which was started by UN actually on International Women's Day, where Sir has also started this for Women's Day, and I'm really glad that Sir has thought of it, and he has brought this topic today. This was being, Sir, to be very frank, this was being organized by UN and UN government, United Nations government, to start this race called, technology of equality, technology of gender-based equality, where they have, running a program. They are supporting women around the world to teach them technology, teach them, bringing new innovations to teach them and bring them upfront compared to being an equal gender. So let me, start with my presentation. Just please let me know if you are able to see that. Are you able to see that, my presentation?
Yes, madam. Yes.
All right. Thank you. So today I have chosen, as a layman, I have, made a presentation so that everybody should understand, because it's a very deep topic. We can speak on this for hours together. Innovation and technology for equality. So for me, I'm talking when I'm showing this presentation, it's not about women and men. It's about everybody. It's about third gender. It's about same gender. It's about everybody. So this presentation is for everyone, not particularly pertaining to women or girls. So I want to be very specific in this today. So how to go about this? Where does innovation come from? So it is the word has been derived from digit all. In India also, which Mr. Modi has come up with a word called digital India. So this word was derived far back from digit all. So it is like digital all. So we all have to be into the digital world for innovation and technology for gender equality. So it is irrespective for any gender. So coming to the very specific point, as I said that on these series, where Ambedkar sir has also started with the Women's Day. This series of International Women's Day, UN and United Nations, they collaborated together celebrating another word called digital all. So it's basically called digital all. That is innovation and technology for gender equality. This day was recognized and celebrated as Women's Day, International Women's Day, and who is championing or they are coming into advancement for any transformation for technology, digital education, irrespective of any field. A gender responsive approach to innovation, technology, and digital education can increase awareness of women and girls regarding their rights and civic engagement, which we even in India we have seen many women they are not able to even sign today. They don't know. And when this pandemic started being into an education world, you will also agree with me, maximum of our teachers, especially ladies teacher who are of little aged people who are into their retirement, they were not okay with this because they don't know how to go about going with laptops, going online. They don't know how to go on with Zoom. So they were a little hesitant. They were not that techno savvy, and compared to men's where they were very because they knew all these things and they were exposed to all this technology, they were okay compared to the women's. So that is why it is mentioned where the awareness of women and the girls regarding their rights, that they have a right to learn, they have a right of civic engagement, where civic engagement even in India it's only 27 to 30%, not more than that. So advancement in digital technology offers immense opportunities to address development and humanitarian challenges and to achieve, which we have targeted, especially this UN Women has targeted to 2030, which is even in India, we have sustainable development goals, which we are talking always, and we are having summits on that. But the target, the agenda target is only for 2030. So we have to accomplish that. So to accomplish that, this is what they have to go about it. So now the first question comes is, what is the importance of innovation towards gender responsive technology, right? So a gender responsive approach is required for innovation. That is, you have to go beyond your acknowledging and raising awareness among yourself, amongst your peers, among your friend circle, at home, everywhere, of existing gender gaps that we are facing. We do have now. We say that we are in the 21st century, but we still face the gender gaps, right? I hope everybody agrees with me, because still if you see the grandparent, I used to study like this, then the father comes, because the first was like they used to go to school. We have heard stories like that, right? When I was small, my grandfather used to tell me, I used to walk for miles together to go to school. My father said I used to go on, cycle, and we had a bike at that time. We were the first people who used to have bike. Now, if I talk about myself, I used to have a scooter and I used to go on school, and my son goes in car. So there is so much of gender gap. So, and even now for my son, he is having a leisure of studying at home where we didn't have, right? So that is what it is, technology, where, the gaps have been, filled up with this innovations, new innovative methods. If you cannot come to school, we can come to you. So that types of innovations, a different means, even work from home, from IT to everybody, they are working from home. So that kinds of innovations are there. where many gaps are filled, but still there are many things to be covered off. So, and even, the making sure that women and men both are concerns and they have experience and equally they are, integrated to design their own innovations. And, government, any government throughout the world, they, welcome any new innovation coming from the technology. So now, even if you remember, the first drone was being invented, how it was fascinating for everybody. Like you can sit at one place and you can go miles and miles together. So now that kind of technology is used for our army people, navy people. They can go for and they can that is in a positive way. This is what I'm talking about. People are misusing it also. That is also there, but I'm talking about innovation. I'm talking about new rules, new things which are coming in, which is helping everybody. Sitting at one place, you can watch it. Keep an eye at your home. Keep an eye on your people whom you are worried about, your grandparents, your parents, or your children. You can have cameras. You can which you can see everybody online. That kind of innovation that was very new to the world, but now it is very common because at that time that was an innovative. We were walking towards the sustainability. So now giving that opportunity to that and innovation and bringing solutions and due to consideration is given to the gender norms, rules, and relationships. Because if you give that in equal importance, definitely there will be an innovation. So now I have given a picture of only 6 things, but there are more than that. So the action, coalitions of the equality generation forum, but its forum is only I have just been, I've tried to be non-biased and I have taken it from the website of UN. So it has to be gender-based violence, which has been having, especially with women, they are facing, even it's not about being very particular with women, even men face, even boys, go through a lot of things, which I have personally, observed, where we talk about violence, where we talk about, abuse, we talk about, we always focus on, yes, the women's are definitely, yes, they are on the higher side, where the women are facing, violence, their women are being abused. But same way, we don't, see the other chapter also where boys are also being, abused a lot. Recently, I conducted a workshop in one residential school where I was supposed to give a lecture on this, but later on I came to know there were 75% of boys who have been abused in that. And by the peers only, not by the teachers, and by the peers, it's like, we have this, you have to do this, and they were being abused, and they were so mentally sick. And it's very sad to see that they don't have the ability to talk, they don't have the guts to come out to and speak about their own thing, with their, they have gone through a lot. So these kind of, violences should be stopped. When we talk about innovation and technology for equality, for they all are equal, we should respect everybody's, views. And if they, and to be very frank, if children are watching, please try it. It's not trying. You should know and learn to say no, and it applies to us also. So no means no, that is no. If a woman is saying no, means that is no. If a man is saying no, means that's no. So we need to respect that. We should not, go beyond the boundaries. And please, if people are coming from residential schools or schools, and especially young generation, if they are watching me, please keep your emergency numbers on, on your phone, on your smartphones, on your Android phones, where is 108, you can call people, and there is called a Shri website and an app where you can approach, and at least being anonymous, you can say, being man, woman, boy, girl, anybody, you can post your things and vent it out, and you can ask for help, and there are people who can help you out. It's not that. And your voice should be heard. This is what I want to say with this gender-based violence. Now, coming to the economics, justice and right, everybody has that, but only thing is maximum people and women, they don't know that they have a right. The right to speak, the right to write, and they have a right for their own stand in the house. this is basically into the non-urban area and to the village part where I'm talking, especially in Africa. This is what they are seeing it more happening, where the women are not allowed to have justice. They don't have a right to sit next to. There are many villages. Please read the articles in UN, base this thing where the women are not allowed to sit with the men. They're not allowed to sit with when some function is happening. They're not allowed to sit equal to the men. The men's are they're being treated. I don't understand one thing where God has created men to be strong. So there is no doubt in that they are physically strong, they are mentally strong. But why there is a need to show your dominance at home or at place where you have to show, that I am strong, and why do you have to prove that? You don't have to prove that. If you have to prove that, prove in your work, prove in your, innovations, in your, prove in that how to bring people together. Prove in a way where you are bringing a change to the society. Why you are proving at your home? People know that you are strong at home, right? So anyway, this is a topic to think on that. But anyway, the third point which I wanted to showcase here was boldly autonomy and sexually reproductive health and rights. See, in India, we talk about
Madam,
it's a taboo.
slides are not moving. You are on the first slide. If I'm seeing it.
Can you see the same
Yes,
slide?
yes. The action, and then digital, and then
Now, am I able to show you this slide, sir?
action and
Action and collections are there.
yes. Okay.
I'm talking in this only the third point. I'm talking about the third point of this action and collections.
Oh.
Is the boldly autonomy and sexual, reproductive, and health and rights. So here it is that in India we don't teach about sex-related things to our children. Where it's when we don't talk about it, it becomes a taboo. And when we talk about, we educate our children about that, it doesn't become a taboo. And we need to educate our children more on that so that they don't go into a wrong path. And here in India, we don't have a right to have a baby at the age of 18 or beyond. After the age of 18, it's legal to have a child after that. But in US, children are getting pregnant at 11. It's a very odd thing, but they need to teach this more on the subject. So where there are some things are like very creamy and they're very fascinating towards us. But once you know and teach the children a right way of handling their own body, body. When there is a change to the body, definitely your mind becomes very flickering. But that's the time when you need to control it. This is how we have to, this is what we need to teach our children. What is wrong, what is right, and are you ready to take the responsibility? That's the main question. So those kind of things needs to be, taught. I'll give you an example for this. In my school, I conducted a class for this reproduction and a talk only for sex and good touch, bad touch, and only for this autonomy. They all were laughing, and I was surprised to see the people were the way they were, giggling and all. But the question arises this, and I, made sure that parents are also sitting there. And I made a request to the parents that they will not speak in between when I'm talking with the children, especially with 10th, 11th, and 12th children. For my surprise, that was like they all were aware of it, and they were like, it's a taboo at home. The parents, they don't want to talk. They create it as a thing where we should not talk about it. You should talk about it. And one of the child, he said that I know much better than my father knows. So I asked him, are you ready to take the responsibility? If at all you make somebody pregnant, you are ready to take the responsibility? And he said no. And I said, then what's the point? What's the point? It's just for fun. It's not fun. It's not fun actually. When it is like you date somebody if you are ready to take the responsibility. And if you're ready to take the responsibility, means you are a perfect guy for any girl. Anyone will come with you. So thing is that responsibility doesn't come because we are creating these kind of Gen X. we are only treating them like that. So we need to see to that if we are talking to them in a proper way, and those kind of, things are going into their mind. The second thing is feminist actions for climate and justice. That is only for, I guess, in the village area, or to us also, where we are not allowed hygiene, especially for women's and even for men's and for old people also. Now, again, technology and innovation for gender is boy equal to girl, is the same gender equal. If boy is marrying a boy or girl is marrying a girl, it's the same relationship equal. Is that they are allowed to work or not? I don't know how many of you have gone through the article of Lakshmi Narayan. He is the known personality for the third gender, and he wrote somewhere where they are not allowed to go for exams, that is for I guess government exams, IAS exams. They are not allowed. So that is how biased you become for men, women, and the third gender. So we need the equality on that. And the feminist movement and leadership, they are not welcomed at all. So I guess we need to bring a change in that. So now how can gender analysis improve innovations? That is also one more question. So gender analysis adds a valuable it's actually a new dimension, I guess, to research and take into a new direction. Whenever you feel like that, you think about it, it will definitely bring you new dimensions, and they'll take you to new directions, and where you will you want to generate more of innovations. It generates value, insights, and outcomes for women, men, and everybody. The project develops practical tool for scientists, engineers, enables them to include sex and gender analysis into their basic applied research and work. So usually here only the things come, men are given more opportunities coming to engineers, and when these kind of exams goes, they only comes for the men-based bias. I mean, that is so much of bias system, and especially caste and creed. That is also one, that this caste so many seats, that caste so many seats to be given allotted by the government. We need to, that's where we need to raise our voice for. So now next is how can how can ICT help in gender equality? So do anybody knows what is ICT? Is anybody aware of ICT? What is ICT?
Technology, ICT, Information and Communication Technology.
Exactly. It's information and communication technology, which helps in gender equality. So that asserts that ICT is a public access to computer with internet connectivity and can assist communication and development and efforts in turn bridge. So how we have a U-turn bridge? It's like a U-turn bridge for all the gender digital divide. So it divides people into that, and it's that kind of technology that brings people together, I believe, ICT, because that's where the women's are been lacking into it, and including me, I was not aware of this much of technology. After reading so much and I got an opportunity, I was very fortunate to learn so much. But certain people, they don't have that much of fortune that they can learn innovation, and they are able to even access for the basic computer. So design and shape for basic course of computers, and sharpen their skills, and they need to go and for the appropriate access and equality for learning, because learning doesn't go anywhere. So here I want to bring some examples for related to gendered technology. So the equipments that stands for gender types, like if there are machines and tools, it is been portrayed like this. So I have taken examples for women. I have not written because I wanted to ask you here. When I asked many people, also the first thing was like, what are type of equipment that is related to technology, and especially for men, there was like trucks, there were, wrenches, there were forklifters, there were saws, these kind of things are there. And even guns who are being told by the people, men's and, boys in my school, where they were like, this is what is for men's only, not for women's are not, they are not for women, they are for men. And when we asked for women's, they're like vacuum cleaners, stereotype typewriters or food processors. These kind of things are meant for women. Why are we thinking like that? So these are very stereotypes things which I have mentioned here. So here I have seen not mentioned any stereotype answers only, because it's not required. We are being framed. We are being told like this: women should do this, women should do that. Men's are meant for this. Men's are meant for bikes. Women cannot drive a bike. Till date, I want to give this example because I do ride a bike. So whenever I take a bike, they all give me a look. You being a woman, you are taking your son on a bike. I do have a motorcycle. I take him on a motorcycle for a round inside, but why we are not allowed to ride a bike, and why we are given a look like you are doing something odd or something wrong. So I have an auntie nearby. She always says, this is not for you. Tell your husband to drive. You don't drive. So I find it funny sometimes, like she's a very old lady, I do respect her, but coming from these kind of stereotypes where you are not allowed, you are not considered equal, that's what is, we need to come out of that. Now, how can we make gender equality better? So from increasing women's, representation, which I believe we have very less women leaders who are making decisions, and we need more of decision making and, redistributing, career, work and productive resources progress toward gender equality and sustainable future starts from when we say action is today, now. So we need to start now. And empowering small stakeholders, it can be men, can be women, and we need to empower them so that they can have that sustainability. So we need to invest more in support of women leadership and organizations which are funding more women, I guess. But I guess we need to support everybody more than women. And with this, I really want to thank everybody who was being patient today to listen to me on this.
Madam, may I interrupt you with this apology that what you said rightly, that old auntie nearby your residence, she's stopping you. Of course, there are no generation gap, madam, that what they used to being taught with their old people, and we are of different generation. No, if you see the young generation, I am from 60s, and somebody from 70s, 80s. As every decade passes, there's a lot of changes coming in. Change is bound to be there. Change is the only permanent, and gender equality, yes, it is there. I think most of the areas women are dominating. Either aviation sector you take, either you take into the software industry, you take in any industry, there are good number of women. They are leading a lot. I think IT is further adding. ICT is further adding to their development. I think they're not far behind the men. What I perceive.
That's there, sir. But what happens is when we talk about, see, this auntie is like, I'll just give an example because that's what happens with me. I do take my son, and she feels like being a woman, I cannot drive a bike, especially. She's okay if I drive a car, but she's not okay if I drive a bike. But yes, coming to an IT people, sir, it is what I consider is vice versa. Even in IT, somewhere, my own friends are there where male domination is more, and especially when there is one woman leader, they don't appreciate that. They don't take it into consideration, like how can you be on top of us. So that also happened, and it happened with me also. When I joined this education industry, I was 29, and when I joined as a school principal for Z-Learn, I was being told by my HOD. I still remember, he was my maths HOD. He told me, "You are younger than me. How can you be the principal?" I said, sir, I have experience. I have, cleared this. So I guess I am this side of the table and you are that side of the table. But it took 3 years to convince that person that I do have ability to stand there. It's not age, caste, creed, or being a woman that you cannot do. I just want to say that everybody needs to support each other.
Yes, exactly. It's all abilities. Let me tell you, madam, in Hyderabad, old city, there is one girl by name Sayyid Salwa Fatima, coming from a very humble background, very poor background. No, she is an Indigo pilot, commercial pilot. She holds the international and national pilot license, and she is completely in hijab. She is trying nothing. Nobody's stopping her. But even with all this, following the norms of the what Muslims, she's an Indigo's commercial pilot. I think she is more than she is a good example for the male. Yes, she is having all this traditional, the hijab, everything. She's flying in the skies.
That's true, sir. Wearing a hijab doesn't make you smaller. Wearing a hijab doesn't make you that you are not a woman. It's your culture, you wear it. It's Hinduism, wherever people are like, I don't want to, bring religion into this, but
I'm telling
woman is, see, sir, wearing, that doesn't mean if she's wearing a hijab, she doesn't have a quality. She has a quality.
That's what.
Yeah,
She has that ability to fly. Everybody is encouraged her. Government of Telangana has helped her to get license from New Zealand Aviation Academy, and she got help from the government of India. She is doing what. Like Nikha Zareen also from Nizamabad district of Telangana. She is gold medalist in Commonwealth game. So women at any caste, they cannot be undermined. They are really top at the helm of the affairs now. What a president. He said they had to be respected with great deal of honor.
No, that's really incredible where we see people coming out from small villages and people staying into urban area, they doesn't have that kind of quality. Even in children also, if you see, they don't have the basic respect that we give to our teachers, to our elders. They speak very rough towards them. So that is what we need to guide our children actually, to make them understand how to talk, how to behave. Because we have given everything, they get everything so easily, so they don't have respect. They just lose that respect. So forget about gender equality. They don't have that.
You are right, madam. That aspect, you are right. That's absolutely right.
So anybody is having any question for me?
One more thing, madam, I have to submit that you said to all the women participants with the yes, they have to learn this computer minimum basics, because they can do a lot of wonder sitting at home also. They can sitting at home because now they are able to operate these mobile phones, very advanced mobile phones, iPhones, everything. So it's not a big deal to learn small things of the computers which make them ICT enabled people. That's how that can really give them an edge to compete with the male folk.
That's this. See, what happens is in my school also, what I made mandatory was, especially to the helping staff, you have to sign. You cannot get salary unless and until you signature. Initially, the helper staff, the maid aunties, especially the conductors, they used to, even males, this was mandatory for everybody. If you want salary, come and sign. So they didn't even knew how to sign their name. They used to come and put a thumbprint or a fingerprint and get their salary. And I said, no, start writing. If you want this month's salary, start writing your name. I want to see your name right in front of me and get your salary. Initially, everybody was angry, but after 1 month, every single person, that is 257 people, they signed. And they were happy that we can sign on our checkbook to get our, money. So I don't think I've done a big job, but I felt very happy that at least at this age, they are able to read and write. They are able to have that conscious of economics. This is what I've spoken about, their basic rights that they have. So they were not aware of that. They were like, "Chalo, chalta hai to chalate. Chalne to sab chalta hai." But this is what we need to do. That is our right. We need to write, and so that is their right to have basic signatures. Naam hi to likhna hai. I said, learn that and come. whatever language you know, you have Hindi, English, Tamil, Malayalam, any language you know, write your name in that language, do a signature, take your salary. Otherwise, no salary. So I was a bad person that time, but then we learned. And today,
That's a great job. You need to have
today is
that
my
type of
7th
skill.
year. Today is my 7th year with the school. I have not learned. I learned basic Kannada. I have learned basic Tamil. I made everybody learn English. They speak to me in English. They don't speak to me in the basic. Initially, they were like, "Good, good, come and sit down." So now they are like, "No, ma'am, please good." They say, "Good morning, ma'am." They say, "Ma'am, please come." So they started learning in English. So at least now at this age, they are able to communicate with their granddaughters and grandchildren. So I felt like I have done my part. So this is what we all need to do. Wherever you are, you need to do. This is
One should have that will and attitude of making others to learn. That is great, madam. I really appreciate yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Is there anybody else who wants to discuss or express his or her views? Please.
सोनू कुमार साहब आए थे. सोनू कुमार साहब के न्यूज आपके कुछ डाउट्स पूछ लीजिए सोनू कुमार जी. तो सर आप बहुत
नो डाउट सर, मैम ने इतनी अच्छी जानकारियां जो दी हैं, आपने भी सवाल किए. नो डाउट. थैंक यू मैम. मैम का इस प्लेटफॉर्म में मैं लगता है सर, प्रिंसिपल सर, कि मैं दूसरा बार ये कार्यक्रम में सुन रहा हूँ. इससे पहले भी मैम इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर आई है.
तो आप एक बार मिस किए वाले, शायद तीसरी या चौथी बार है मैडम कि जब हम उनको रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं तो वो एक्सेप्ट करते हैं.
I cannot say no to Bedkar sir. That is for sure. I do have a lot of respect for Bedkar sir. और ऐसा नहीं है कि वो दिल से रिस्पेक्ट है बेडकर सर के लिए. वो बोलते हैं तो मैं हाँ बोलती हूँ कि हाँ ठीक है. और वो हमेशा इनोवेशन से आते हैं. अभी देखिए ये जो टॉपिक उन्होंने लिया है, दिस इज एन इंटरनेशनल टॉपिक. ये चीज पे बोलना यानी बहुत डेप्थ में बोलना है. और इस पे ये है कि कोई भी बोल सकता है. और ये इक्वालिटी सिर्फ वुमेन्स के लिए नहीं है. और उन्होंने ये ध्यान में रख के बोला है कि इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे पे जब उन्होंने मुझे बोला पहले तो मैंने सोचा है किस पे बोलूंगी उनको. फिर मैंने ये टॉपिक दिया तो सर ने हाँ ही बोला उस चीज के लिए. और मैं बहुत ज्यादा इम्प्रेस हुई ये देख के सर ने ये चीज माइंड में रख के. सी we think somewhere but I consider him where he हमारा सोचना खत्म हो जाता है, सर का सोचना वहां से शुरू होता है.
जी बिल्कुल सही बोले. और बेसिकली सर के मैं साइंस बैकग्राउंड है. सर बहुत साइंटिफिक टॉपिक्स को ज्यादा जो है सामने ला रहे हैं ऑडियंस के. तो आई मस्ट थैंक बेदकर साहब. बहुत ही मतलब तजुर्बेकार हैं. वेरी एक्सपीरियंस पर्सन. And you know how
ये प्लेटफॉर्म पे बोलना बहुत अच्छा भी लगता है क्योंकि बहुत क्वेश्चंस भी आते हैं. तो एक कम्युनिकेशन हो जाता है. यहाँ ऐसे नहीं कि आप बोल रहे हो पीपीटी दिखा रहे हो हो गया, तो वो तो नहीं है. तो आप सवाल भी, क्योंकि आप ध्यान दे रहे हैं कि मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ, तो उसमें भी वो होता है कि आप ध्यान दिए जा रहे हैं. दैट इज आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, राइट सर?
sir is using this ICT excellently. You know, I think he is example for all the we as youngsters should learn from sir. Really, maximum utilization of all this COVID and after post-COVID also is making us to assemble at one platform and learn something or the other from the each experience, each speaker coming and saying something new, and everybody is learning this person. Thank you so much, Ambedkar साहब. आपका बहुत शुक्रिया.
थैंक यू बद्रुद्दीन सर. आप तो हमेशा ज्वाइन होते हैं और आप इंस्पायर भी करते हैं सबको. तो ये तो बड़ी बात ऐसी है कि 5-6 महीने के 3-4 महीने गैप भी सभी हम एक ग्रुप में, कोई ग्रुप से बाहर गया नहीं, खाली वो वेट कर रहे थे कि कब शुरू होता है वेबिनार सीरीज. इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे ये एक ये था इनिशिएटिव था कि जो मौका था कि सभी को और एक बार इनवाइट करेंगे. तो ये 10-12 दिन तो हम अच्छा सुनने को मिल रहा है. और सभी को जब पुराने दिन याद आ रहा है कि जब हम 1-1.5 साल कंटिन्यू में सुनते थे. और दूसरे एक मैंने ऐसी सीरीज लॉन्च की वाले इसी प्लेटफॉर्म पे, वो मिक्सड है, वुमेन और जेंट्स है. उनकी भी 35 ये आए वाले इन्विटेशन जो हमने कलेक्ट किए वाले. शायद चला तो मेरे लिए नहीं मगर सभी के लिए. और ये सब 5-6 महीने से वेट कर रहे थे कि कुछ ना कुछ शुरू हो जाए इस वेबिनार के माध्यम से इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे. तो उनके लिए तो काम करना है. और सभी रिसोर्स पर्सन जो सहकार्य करते हैं, नए टॉपिक और नए अच्छे प्रेजेंटेशन उनको मिलते हैं. तो इतने दिन तक जुड़े रहना ये कोई कम बात नहीं है कि इनको कुछ न कुछ ये प्लेटफॉर्म से था। अभी कंटिन्यू जैसे वो 40-45 पहले 5-6 महीने ज्वाइन होते थे, आज भी उतने ही है। थैंक यू सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद और आभारी।
सर खास बात ये है कि तमाम रिसर्च पर्सन जब भी कोई टॉपिक लेकर तो हर मर्तबा नई टॉपिक ले रही है और स्टेरियोटाइप नहीं है सर। वो बहुत मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है कि हालांकि सभी बिजी रहते हैं, वुमेन स्पीकर्स पर्सन, उनके पर्सनल कमिटमेंट के बावजूद भी जो आपकी बात पे फौरी जैसे कभी उन्होंने बोलता है और immediately something new topic with a lot of information that is really useful sir. I'm telling you very frankly that though they have a different background from yesterday also good speaker was there, every day something new is coming and really it's a great sir. आपका बहुत बहुत मैं तहे दिल से शुक्रिया अदा कर रहा हूँ सर। मैं सर बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है सर।
Thank
I
you,
am coming
sir.
very fast in the evening because हमारा यूनिवर्सिटी 15 किलोमीटर है। I'll just run up rushing to the home and sitting and listening. So thank you so much sir.
थैंक यू
सबसे
बद्रुद्दीन
बड़ी
सर।
बात है सर कि कोरोना काल ने एक नया अवसर हम लोगों को दे दिया। सबसे बड़ी मतलब कोरोना काल से लगातार हम लोग घर में पैक थे जब लॉकडाउन लग गया था, लेकिन उस बीच में सर आपने जो कार्यक्रम चलाया, 1 घंटा लगता है कि 1 घंटा का सेशन है, 1.5 घंटा का सेशन है, मगर 1-1.5 घंटा में जो बातें सामने आती हैं, जो आप जो स्पीकर्स लाते हैं, जैसे आज मैम ने बहुत सारी बातें बताई, बहुत से व्यू दिए। ये जो व्यू होते हैं, मैं पत्रकार हूँ उस नाते भी कहना चाहूंगा, मैं आज पत्रकार के नाते नहीं जुड़ता हूँ, मैं एक स्टूडेंट के नाते जुड़ता हूँ, क्योंकि आप गुरु हैं, आपसे जो सीखने के लिए मिलता है वो जो उसको हम जमीन पर उतारने का प्रयास कर सकते हैं। और हम ही नहीं, हम तो चाहते हैं हर पत्रकार जो जो कहीं का भी हो, वो देश का किसी कोने का हो, अगर स्थानीय स्तर का, जिला स्तर का, वो कम से कम 1 घंटा भी इन गुरुजनों के बीच बैठे, क्योंकि 1 घंटा उन लोगों के बीच बैठने के बाद जो सीखने का अवसर मिलता है ना, शायद सारा प्लेटफॉर्म, जैसे कल क्या हुआ, कल मेरे पास एक लिंक आया, वो मेरा फैकल्टी का विषय नहीं था, मैं उसमें मेरे साथी ने कहा कि भाई तुम तो पत्रकारिता के छात्र हो, ये तो तुम्हारा विषय नहीं है। मैं कहता हूँ कि विषय कोई भी हो, वो सारा विषय हमसे जुड़ा हुआ है। बैठने में क्या है, सुनने में क्या है, सुनने से ही तो हमें कुछ जानकारियां मिलेंगी।
बहुत अच्छी बात है आपने।
कई पद, हम किसी पद पर बैठ जाए, किसी पोस्ट पर बैठ जाए, लेकिन अगर हमें संवेदनाएं नहीं है और समझने की शक्ति नहीं, तो सब बेकार। अभी वर्तमान में मैं एक ग्रुप चलाता हूँ चौपाल, मैंने सोचा नहीं था कि चौपाल ग्रुप चलाऊंगा। आज के डेट में 16 ग्रुप बन जाएंगे बिहार में, और उस ग्रुप में मैं सर प्रत्येक दिन अखबार का पीडीएफ, प्रतियोगिता दर्पण, मतलब बहुत सारे मैगजीन उपलब्ध करवाता हूँ। अभी कुछ देर पहले एक बच्चे ने मुझे मैसेज किया कि भैया 6 क्लास का हिस्ट्री का बुक है आपके पास। मैंने कहा कि भाई मैं प्रयास करता हूँ, मेरे पास, मैंने एनसीईआरटी का पर जाकर मैंने वेबसाइट खोला, सारा किताब अवेलेबल था, मैंने सारे का लिंक निकालकर उसके ड्राइव बनाकर उन लोगों को मैंने दिया। अब वो सारे लोग जिन्होंने दिया है, सब लोग थैंक यू लिखकर मुझे मैसेज कर रहे हैं। उससे क्या हुआ कि देखिए लोग क्या ना आसान का रास्ता ढूंढ रहे थे, हम एक ऐसा हम सकारात्मक दिशा में चलेंगे, मेरा मानना ये। तो हम आज आप लोग के बीच आते हैं, तो मेरा मकसद, मैं मीनाक्षी मैम का तो इससे पहले भी मैंने सेशन में सुना है, तब तो मैंने पूछा कि मैम का मैंने इस सेशन में सर सुना है क्या दोबारा, क्योंकि मुझे याद है इस सेशन में। आप आगे भी इस तरह के कार्यक्रम चलाते रहे, आगे भी चलते रहिए। आप हास्य माध्यम बहुत जरूरी है सर, क्योंकि हम लोग को एक नया प्लेटफॉर्म ने कोरोना काल ने दिया है। हम 1 घंटा जो करते हैं, 1 घंटा के अंतराल में सारे देश के लोग सुनते हैं। हम वैसे बिहार से जुड़े हुए हैं, सर भी कहीं से जुड़े हुए, लेकिन एक परिवार की तरह लगता है।
बेशक बेशक
चाहे होती एक परिवार लगता है। मेरे लिए आप लोग गार्जियन है, मैं तो बच्चा हूँ, मैं तो सीखने के लिए आता हूँ, मेरी गलतियां होती है, मुझे समझाए, मुझे डांट लगे, डांट नहीं लगेगी तो सीखेंगे कैसे, इसलिए डांट लगनी चाहिए।
ये एसीटी की बात हुई, देखिए सुनो भाई, सो एसीटी का जो मैडम बताया कि किस तरह से एक नेटवर्किंग हो गई कि मैडम बैंगलोर में बैठी हुई है, मैं हैदराबाद में हूँ, आप बिहार में है, और एक अच्छा जैसा आपने सही का एक परिवार जिस दिख रहा है और एक दूसरे को सीखने का मौका मिल रहा है। बहुत आपने अच्छा कहा है, मैं आपकी जो है आपको मैं नमन करता हूँ इस बात के लिए, आपको कंग्रेचुलेट कहता हूँ कि वेरी गुड, आपके अच्छे कमेंट्स लगे, बहुत अच्छा लगा। आप सोनू साहब
थैंक यू सोनू सर, आपका ये पहचान तो कि आप पत्रकार है और इतने सब ग्रुप से जुड़े वाले, आपको कुछ सीखने की उम्मीद है और कुछ बोलने की और सहकार्य करने की आपका बहुत बहुत आभार। जब भी वेबिनार मालिका की बात होती है हमारी, कभी तो बोलते हैं कि भाई 450 नियर अबाउट 500 वुमेन्स ने क्या बोला ऐसे जो कि हमने वेबिनार मालिका चले। मैं बोला मैं पूरे टॉपिक तो आपको बोल नहीं सकता। एक मैडम ने समुद्र का तल बेस ऑफ दी सी, यहाँ की इंफॉर्मेशन हमको दी थी, वहाँ कैसी नैसर्गिक सभी ये है, वहाँ कैसी हरियाली है, वहाँ कैसी जीव जंतु है। तो ये से लेके एक मैडम ने स्काई में जो हम सैटेलाइट छोड़ते हैं उसका जो ग्रेवेज बने वाला है, कचरा बने वाला है, यहाँ तक की बात हुई है। अरे तो अभी सभी सब्जेक्ट कवर हो गए, समुद्र के तल से अवकाश तक, तो कोई टॉपिक ऐसे नहीं रहा। फिर भी आज का टॉपिक मैडम ने जो इनोवेशन टेक्नोलॉजी यूएनओ के हिसाब से जो है उनका चूज किए वाला है। तो अच्छा लगा सभी को कि आज और एक बार जो पुराने ज्वाइन हुए वाले सोनू वाले सर सही से उन्होंने पहचान लेके मैडम ने और एक बार पहले हम सुनने वाला है। थैंक यू मैडम।
Thank you, Sonu Kumar sir. Thank you, Dr. Badiuddin sir, for your discussion and valuable views about this webinar series, for your compliments. And only because of the audience, participants, and keynote speakers, the webinar series is becoming successful. Now I call Honorable Principal Bedkar sir for his formal concluding words.
थैंक यू प्रोफेसर कराड़ सर और हमारे कॉलेज के ऑर्गेनाइजिंग मेंबर्स, डोले मैडम, ज्वाइन हुए वाले आज के दयानंद पटवारी सर, सभी मेरे साथी, एंड दी ऑल दी डेली ज्वाइनिंग मेंबर्स फ्रॉम ऑल ओवर इंडिया, बदुद्दीन सर, सोनू कुमार सर, और बहुत कुछ है लिस्ट में जो डेली ज्वाइन होते हैं। तो जब ये इंटरनेशनल, व्हेन वी वांट टू सेलिब्रेट द इंटरनेशनल डे, it should be an international week, and now it will become international month of this year for women's. When I send the request, all respected resource persons have accepted, and they are explaining daily the different topics of this Women's Day's importance. And today is also the technological innovation, how these are important for gender equality, how they will support it, how one should have to adopt the technology to improve ourselves. So all these things are explained very nicely, and as the every research means as every events you have explained less time but informative, and it was also effective and useful to all. Again you are shifting to new place, so we wish all the best for your new place, and and in future also you also contribute for us with our request. Thank you madam for introducing the new topic for us and accepting our invitation.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm coming near to your city only, sir.
yes.
Yes, so definitely.
सर मैम को आगे भी किसी अन्य विषय पर अवश्य बुलाइएगा।
जी
अब मैम कभी बिहार आए तो मेरा फेसबुक पर भी सोनू कुमार जर्नलिस्ट करके बना हुआ है, वहाँ नंबर भी उपलब्ध है। कभी भी बिहार आए तो लगे तो आप हमें जरूर संपर्क करें मैम। अगर मिलना भी मैं चाहूंगा सर तो मैं आपका नंबर ले लूंगा।
जी जरूर सर।
पूरा
So, but seriously, thank you for giving the opportunity. But I'm really glad that I'm coming near to you. Then to this Bangalore, now I'll be relocating near to you. So definitely will be looking for a golden chance to meet you and the members in person in future, because there are chances that I'll be visiting Mumbai in the coming months. So if I visit Mumbai, I'm going to sneak peek and come to your place and visit everybody, because I'm here from past 2-3 months. I've come 2-3-4 times. I've been online, I've seen people, but never got a chance to see everybody in person. So I'll definitely come in person and meet you guys. So I'm eagerly waiting for that, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, sir, for again showcasing my point of views for this. It's a very small topic, but I still wanted to bring this out because I found it important for people to know the value of technology, where we just overlook it and we just take it for granted, like okay, hame to aata hai. What about others who don't know? That's what I just wanted to showcase that. So thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, madam. We'll try to gather with a conference so that everyone should maybe invited, and we will organize that event also in future. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving your precious time for us. and enlightening us on the topic innovation and technology for gender equality. The session was very
Thank you.
interactive. And so, on behalf of the organizing committee, I heartily thank you, ma'am, for your very good speech. I also thank Dr. M. Bedkar, sir, that he is the only person who has made us possible to communicate with one another, and we have got digital platform through which national personalities, international personalities with whom we can converse and interact. So I thank you, sir, on behalf of the organizing committee of webinar series. I also thank organizing committee and all the participants from everywhere who are making this webinar series successful. And fill feedback link. We have your certificate. Thanks to you. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. You can take rest. Now we will keep this for 5 minutes. Huh? Okay, open for all to fill up the.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Have a good day. Thank you, sir.